Welcome back to Rooted Latinas, your go-to podcast for honest conversations, laughter, and a whole lot of relatable experiences. We're sharing our journey of adapting from a Latino household to life in the U.S., discussing challenges, transforming obstacles, and celebrating personal growth. Ready?
We are back, y'all.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Welcome back.
What's up,
How y'all doing?
Good. Last time we got together, we were talking about Mother's Day. Did y'all have a lovely Mother's Day weekend?
Yeah, what'd you guys do?
Yeah, it was so nice. I felt lots of love. We did family time. Hicimos un crab boil.
Fire.
Or so
I saw that.
Yeah, it was so
Fire.
good.
I want to do that someday. I haven't made one.
And the weather was so nice.
We
too.
did the same thing too.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nomás de camarón, though.
Oh, yeah.
So good.
Yeah, yours look
Good
fun.
on
What'd you do?
We ended up going bowling with the family.
Oh, I love
So
that.
then it was fun. We ended up having competition of like Jaden and I versus my mom and my brother versus Marcella and her son, my nephew. So that was a lot of fun.
Who won?
Ni se diga.
Oh my goodness. Before we get started on our topic, Maria's sister sent her this, but it was like a TikTok of the one person asking the partner, like, hey, do you ever wish you were competitive or no, more, you ever wish you were athletic? And the person's like, I'm running an Ironman, like I'm athletic. And they're like, no, but do you wish you were more athletic? And they're like, whatever. And that the reaction, just to record the partner's reaction. And Maria asked me, she goes, do you ever wish you were athletic? I was like, I am athletic. And then she goes, do you ever wish you were more athletic? And I was like, I don't know how more athletic I could get. And she goes, that was perfect. And I was like, what? And like, I'm just over here like nothing.
Can you stop it? Like, what do you mean?
Oh my gosh. What do you mean? Like, how much more athletic does one person need to be?
That's hilarious.
I know. So that reminded me that. It was
That's
so
awesome.
funny.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, with cheat.
Well, I am super excited for today's topic.
Yes.
What are we talking about, Jamie?
How we are redefining success for ourselves. So that's a powerful topic because it might not mean, maybe it's not just about money. It could be like titles or like what fulfills us and all of that stuff. So
Yeah, I think what the beauty of it, and I'm sure the questions will ask us really great questions, but like I think also like it might change throughout the years how we started through like what we go through into what today really success means.
So my first question that kind of just jumpstarts us is, when you guys were younger, how did you define success?
It's a really good question. Who wants to go first?
When I was younger, like how old? The first thing that comes to mind, like when I was little, is like yo siempre veía like telenovelas. So I'm like, oh, the successful people like have these nice cars, have these big houses, they have these businesses, they have all this money. They have a chauffeur. And I mean, like, low-key, sometimes I'm like, oh, that's what las telenovelas played a factor in where I want my life to be. Like, having my own chauffeur, like, So I think, like, that's kind of, like, sin saber.
Yep.
That TV is kind of where I...
And soap operas was such a big part of our, like, growing up.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
that's, like, I don't know if it's, like, most households, but Latinos, like... soap operas.
Oh, sí. Like Ruby. Did you guys ever watch Ruby?
Yeah, we learned all the naughty stuff, all the good stuff,
There was this comment, there was this meme that's like, por eso soy tan dramática por las telenovelas.
Yeah. Rebelde, todas esas novelas. Oh my goodness.
What about you?
Think? I think for me was like, and maybe this is the same in a lot of households, but we grew up paycheck to paycheck. So I knew that success was going to be not that.
Yeah.
That's all I knew.
Oh.
I didn't know what it was going to be,
way.
but just not living paycheck to paycheck,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's powerful.
What do you think?
I think very similar to yours. We grew up very humble, like very, I was actually talking to my mom about this on Mother's Day. I was like, Mom, and I don't remember how the conversation came up, but just remembering that my mom was so like puntual in the sense of like, if we don't need it, we're not going to buy it.
Okay.
So I knew from it just, even what Maria said, and you just the opposite of like, dang, you know, success for me, I tied it back to money. Like the amount of money that you have, that's what success was.
Yeah. And what does success feel like to you today?
Oh,
yeah. I'm like, you want to go first? I'll go first. I think now I think for me means like success being rich in like health and the time that you get to choose to spend with whoever, and like just the family or the people that surround you that enriches your life too. I think that's truly for me, like, and also like the relationship with money too. I think for me that was a big thing just in the last couple of years, like the relationship that I have of money, and then how I used to view it and how I view it now.
Ooh, I want to know more about that, because a lot of people we all have different relationships, you know, about money and towards money, how we feel, you know. There's the ones that are like, if I die tomorrow, you know, like I want to like
a YOLO.
Yeah. Like that. Is that what you're saying? You know, yeah, you know. And there's people that are like, no, I'm going to, you know, just save. Like, what's your relationship? Is it like...
Yeah, and I pretty much like grew up like that, like we're saving under the mattress. Like my dad literally had money under his mattress just to save, and it was just there, you know. And now the relationship with money, and this is something still that it's ongoing as far as like fixing that relationship with money, but it's knowing that money emphasizes the person that you are. So like, I don't know if you guys heard like the root, the money is the root of all evil or whatever. But really in reality, and that's one thing that switched it for me, was money isn't the root of evil. If you are an evil person and if you are malicious, money just expands that. But if you're a good giving person and you want to do good with money, it emphasizes that too.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
And also just viewing money, before it was more of like a scarcity mindset for me, because it's like, oh, si no tengo dinero no puedo hacer esto. But finding moments that you are able to use the money that you do have to at least create something or plant a seed or whatever. For me, that's the relationship with money, just not seeing it more of a scarcity side, like more of an abundance side of things.
And the more it comes when you look at it that way, right? I remember one time, to kind of like add on to what you said, había una vez that we were like, I think it was you and I, Rocio, that we were talking about taking this trip. And we're like, you know what, let's look at our budget. And we're like, ¿sabes qué? Hay que ir. Se nos va a regresar 10 times. And sure enough, like, it came back 10 times, you know? Just because, that. Like, también la manera que, the energy that we're allowing money to take on for us was huge. And I had learned that, like, not too long ago, where it was just like, cuando you crave money and you expect money to like do all this for you, or just like you need it, is when it at least comes. And when you just like, money just enhances who I am, and it just flows to me naturally. And, you know, every day I wake up and there's money in my account, like things like that, I think is what we're very purposeful on, at least where I started being very purposeful on. And surely enough, like it would just come.
I watched a TikTok, funny enough, this morning, and it was saying about this guy, and he was like, I kept telling myself about how money comes to me in all ways, unexpectedly, abundantly, and all this other things. And he was like, I was walking, and then all of a sudden I noticed, and there was a penny on the ground. And I grabbed it, and I was like, thank you. And then he kept going, and then he saw then a quarter, and then saw it on the ground. A couple of days later, he's like, thank you. And so all of a sudden, it ended up, as he was allowing these opportunities, because of the way he was showing up and his intention behind it, of just being grateful and knowing that it comes to him always unexpectedly and abundantly. And he was willing and open to receive that energy. He ended up manifesting like $1 million opportunity. So that's why it was going back to, which I thought was cool of what y'all were saying, is it's just money is an energy. It's a vibration. And so that's what it reminded me of as to what you both were saying. Absolutely. And if you tune into that, then it expands.
Yeah. Sure. I think success for me today, it ties back to my first thing. So obviously you saw, you know, my parents live paycheck to paycheck. And to me, success was the opposite of that, to not have to live paycheck to paycheck, right? And just having like security and like a job, that's huge. And now you see that as an adult, you know, and especially me being a recruiter and in the past staffing and all that, you see how like people can go months and months without a job, or, you know, how that affects them, you know, because of their situation and stuff like that. And yeah, and so I think to me, I am successful because, you know, we have built something together, you know, with her and I. And whenever we can, we give back, because I know like I'm huge into karma, and I know, you know, that like God sees what I'm doing and doing good when I can, you know, and it's going to come back to me and multiply. Yeah.
Go ahead, girl.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, I think it's really cool when you have all shared about what success meant for you before to what it is now. It's really interesting, the evolutions. And it's interesting even for you to talk about your success as a season now that you are as a mom, right? You were talking about your success as what you saw it as when you were younger and a little girl. When I hear y'all, it's like all of that is success. So I think when I think about it before, I think it was the titles. It was the next opportunity. It was the next paycheck, bigger paycheck. It was the next, whatever the next. And so what I end up finding out is every single time you go to the next, there's always going to be a next. Like, what do they say? The top of one mountain is the bottom of your next one. And so I think that's something I just know about myself and who I am. I am just someone that loves to grow, and I am ambitious, and that's just who I am. So success today now means saying yes to the things that I really want in my life. So the choices that I make. So I think it means alignment today.
Yeah.
Saying yes to like everything I get to do. We were talking about this earlier. Everything I get to do today is because I said yes to it. And so if there's something in my day that I don't enjoy, then I can change that. That to me is success. Peace. I want peace at the end of the day. That is what success to me means now. And I think if I continue to say yes and align myself with those things, naturally the outside will reflect what's going on in the inside. And then those things just happen naturally.
1000%, girl. I was going to say, if I could describe success in one word, for me today would be peace. So I think that's just, at the end of the day, like, sin paz o poder hacer lo que tú quieras, like, what kind of life is this? And then I think about what you mentioned, even growing up, of, like, you know, seeing our parents live paycheck to paycheck. Like, it wasn't that they got to choose to do that. It's like they had to do that. So for me to be able to choose what I do want to do is a success.
And another big thing that I think I tie into it too, is I'm thinking about it and you guys are talking, is that, like, in a lot of Latino household, we grow up being the translators and the ones that have to call and make the payments and like do all this stuff. So we know the money, where like, here's my paycheck, this is where this is going, that. And I think like, and to me, like, as, you know, being successful in life, it's like not having my kids worry about that. Like, educating them about money, but in a different light, and not have them have that like worry, like, oh, hey, or no, or like, we grew up like, hey, like, no hagas eso, estás gastando dinero, you know, just everything, money. But when you don't have to talk about it so much, like, that's success in a way, you know. And yes, we're choosing when to educate our kids about the money, how to save money, like, that's part of it, right? We still want to do that, but not, I don't know.
I agree.
Being not saying like, oh, we can't buy that because we don't have money, you know. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does. I think what you're saying is you're breaking generational curses at the end of the day. It's kind of like the hierarchy. What is it? Maslow hierarchy of needs. Everyone starts off, right? And everyone needs to be able to just have a safe home. So everyone needs basic housing, living, food, y todo eso. Well, we started off with our parents here. We were just starting to get off of like the base. And so now with our babies, it's like, hey, now we can provide that stability. So now they get to start higher up on that hierarchy of needs. And so that's the beautiful part of like what you're saying and what you're doing and what success means. And I think a lot of us feel that because of our parents, because of how we grew up. And I think for everyone listening out there, it's like y'all might be able to relate too. Because I think that's also something that got passed on to us. Is esas ganas de querer superarnos, you know?
I think it's like even just as we see it with anything, right? Like you bring awareness to it and you start learning about it, you see it differently, and then it's that next step, like, ya que sabes, okay, ¿cómo puedes agarrar tu dinero? How can you duplicate that? And that's the other part that I think we all have very in common, of like that growth mindset of like, we don't want our kids to go through this. How can we do this where we are investing in other things, you know, or we are doing other things to bring in now passive income that our parents probably didn't even know about that they could do, you know?
I was going to say real quick, also talking about that, but a little bit differently of how we define success is like showing up as us. Like I think
authentic self,
our authentic selves. And what I say that is like in our household, I don't know about you guys, but it was like, en calladita te miras más bonita. I don't know if y'all grew up like that, but we sure did. Like you don't misspeak, you don't do certain things. And so like over time, I, at least speaking for myself, I got molded into just being able to be like this chameleon type of person where I can adapt to whatever environment I am in. And so if I need to be the quiet one, I will be the quiet one. If I need to speak up, then I'll be the one to speak up. But I just kept molding to a point where it's like, how can I show up as just me without the expectations, without worrying about how other people feel?
Yeah.
And so I think I also define that as success, being able to let people see just you show up for you.
Yeah, just being a little bit more raw, more ourselves. But at the same time, we all have that like the emotional intelligence to be able to read the room or who we're talking to, right? Like that never like shuts off and stuff. But that makes sense too.
I think like as you were talking about that, like, and even just the first question we went back to of like, you know, what did you think about success when you were younger? Like I even think about how like en ese tiempo, you know, my parents were working paycheck to paycheck. However, I feel like as I'm talking out loud, I feel like they had a great balance of showing it but also hiding it and helping me see a different view. And it goes back to what you're saying, because I grew up in a household with I had 10 siblings, and so there were so many of us, but I never really got all the attention. So as I grew up, it was like, you know, going back to your authentic self is realizing like, okay, who are you really and what do you really like, and then learning all your likes and adapting it into, you know, your own success.
It's like almost unlearning.
Yeah.
That's the process I'm going up. I'm unlearning who I really am.
It's like, do y'all relate or what? Are we like crazy talking right now or what?
Are we Delulu?
Yeah, Delulu.
But and then there's also like, I feel like, you know, our parents might say, you know, success is like, oh, like, you have to go to school, tienes que ser una abogada, you know, you have to be a lawyer or a doctor and stuff, you know, and it's just like, I'm going to be the first to graduate, you know, like that's a lot of pressure to go and be a doctor, you know, but I mean, we get that too, you know, we get that where like our parents make us think that that's success, to be a lawyer or to be this or that. But you know what?
Ahorita que dices eso, I'm like, thank God that our parents are that way, because I was thinking about our audacious goals.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, we were having this conversation about audacious goals.
Okay. Tell me more about that. So
we're having a conversation with our coach. Coach was telling us that like it's good to have audacious goals, like big, ridiculous goals. And so it kind of gets you to work towards something, right? Gets you excited and things like that. But I was just thinking about how you were saying how our parents were like, no, tú, mija, tú puedes, vas a ser el abogado, la doctora, the astronaut, whatever it is. Like, but that really stems from our parents, that dreamer side. So thank you.
Oh, 1,000%.
For that, because I didn't see that until just now. That's where we probably get
that was our
big
first mountain that we were trying to climb.
Yeah.
I love that.
What advice would you give your younger self about success?
You define it only. Don't let the world define what success means. Don't let TV define what success means.
Definitely not TV, social media,
the news, like none of that. I think you look within yourself.
Yeah.
What about you?
I was going to say, I think everything just starts inward. Knowing what I know now, really understanding what you like. Like, there's so much noise outside, that you can easily get caught up, even within, like, your own family. It's what we talked about.
Yeah.
That can define who you are, but it's really just take time for yourself, like, moments of silence, like, take those seriously so you can learn more about yourself. At least that's how I've been able to connect more with my inner self.
Yeah. I think to me, like, I would give my younger self advice would be, or how I see, like, success is also just manifesting, but really just believing, in myself. Because I've put, like, I've set my mind to things, and now looking back, I'm like, I've done it. I've done all of these things. I'm still doing it, and doing more things, and things as in, like, a step towards what I see as success, I guess, if that makes sense. But
absolutely, that's where it starts. It begins in the mind. If you can believe it, you're halfway there.
Yes. Yeah.
I think for me, ties just a little bit of everything that you ladies were saying, but talking about the audacious goals, it reminded me of a quote of if your dreams and goals don't make people laugh, then they're not big enough. Or if your dreams make people laugh, then you're doing something right.
Okay, yeah.
But for me, I always lead back to my intuition. I think especially women and men, shout out to y'all. Y'all also have an intuition. But whether you choose to listen to it or not, that's on you.
It's in there.
Right. But for me, it's just like what truly makes you happy, no matter if it's a low paying job or not, or it is, but like, what is that? What is your gut intuition telling you, And I think that's like, listen to that. You know?
Yes. It's like, mijita, todo lo que tú quieras hacer, lo puedes hacer.
Yes, for sure.
Anything.
And just knowing that, like, it's a journey. Like, we were talking about this earlier today. It's okay to not know what success means to you today. Like, it's okay to not know, as long as you're just literally planting a seed every day, taking a small step towards it. Eso cambia todo. And I think you'll look back later and you'll be like, oh, dang, I said I wanted to do that.
Yeah.
And now here I am living that life today.
Yeah.
And time flies. You blink and it's like, oh, I've done all of that.
Yeah.
I've hit that mountain. Yeah. And I was going to echo what you had mentioned about, like, we talked about, like, sometimes, like, we get so caught up with the next goal that for me, it's like even truly just a journey in general. Yeah. Like, every single day, every experience that you go through, the good, the bad, things that you like, don't want to go through, like, it's meant to help you in one way or another. Yeah. So it's just asking that question, like, what am I supposed to learn from this?
And pausing.
Yeah. All right, my closing question is, what's one thing you're proud of today that no one else can see from the outside?
Oh, wow.
I'm like, whoa, that's deep.
I need to think about this one.
Okay. I'm like, Jamie, you go first.
Yeah. Well, I'm proud
Say
of
the question again?
Yeah.
What's one thing you're proud of today that no one else can see from the outside?
Man.
Okay.
I'm like, these 5 months?
Yeah. What's one thing you're proud of today?
Jeez.
That no one else can see from the outside?
I'm like, who wants to go first? I'm like, why are we acting like this? Tell the viewers what's going on.
Yeah, it's been, like, being real, it's been a lot of life transitions right now. So that's why I think I am pausing in the way that I am. So if I could be very real with y'all, I'm proud of myself for having the courage to choose me in the ways and the things that I want, and not being afraid of that. I think I'm someone that I didn't know that I was this way, but I'm someone that, in order to keep peace or in order for everyone to feel good, whether it's client, whatever, I will do whatever to make you feel the most comfortable, regardless of how I feel and what I need.
Yeah.
And so I'm proud of that courage. So anyone out there that you know what you need to do, you know what step you need to take, but you're hesitating. I know how scary it is, but I promise it feels good. And sometimes you might regress and then you go back, but it's not giving up and you continue to go for what you want.
Yes, girl.
Yeah. I think for me, one thing I'm proud of today that no one else can see from the outside is that not really worrying about like having that title, right, in a career or something, and just really just being like a hard worker. Doesn't matter what my title is or where I'm at. I just want to go there, believe in the company, believe in what I'm doing, because I know like if I have those things, believe in the company and what I'm doing, and that my values align, that I'm going to be successful at it and be happy in the place where I'm at. And that's super important to me. And just being a hard worker, you know, like, and that has been ingrained in me since we were little. You know, I've been working since I could, you know, since I was able to and allowed to. But yeah, I've never not had a job. And I'm happy about that and proud that I can be a hard worker. And I'm always doing more than one job at a time, you know, because I do like that residual income. And so that I would recommend, if you only have one job and you would like some extra money, find yourself a second gig, find yourself a second job. Could be something fun that you like to do.
Could be real estate.
Yeah.
Just saying.
You never know. Yeah. But yeah.
Yes, I love that, Jamie, for you. You embody that a lot.
Good.
I'm like,
Sheesh. I'm like,
I know.
I'm like, do we have an extra 30 minutes? No.
Yeah. Or just what final advice you would.
Yeah, I think for me is I don't worry about anything no more. Like I truly just
Less worries.
release, bless it and release it.
Yeah.
But I do a lot of shadow work, always a lot of shadow work. I think we talked about it in one of our earlier episodes, but for me, shadow work is very important. Just being able to be with myself, be with my thoughts, meditate, work on that stuff, whatever from the day before. And the second thing that I'm really proud of is the relationship that I have with my life partner.
Okay.
My baby daddy. I'm just kidding. No, but he like the amount of growth that he has done with himself too, and spiritually, and just as a person and as a father, I'm just really proud of him for that.
And you probably had a lot to do with that.
Yes.
We're proud of you for you.
Thank you. ¿Escuchaste?
All I heard is you. The most thing I'm proud of, y'all, I took a pause just because like there has been so like this is probably my biggest year of like just self development, self journey, really working within. I think for me, like honestly, the first thing that came to mind was just like I never. Like, para mí la felicidad is everything. Like, I always want to have a good time. And I never let anything that happened to me, anything that's going on, if it's a client, if it's a life situation, relation, like, whatever, like, yo no lo dejo que me moleste mi felicidad. So I'm always...
I feel like we're all liking that.
Yes. I love that. Like, that keeps me happy. Yeah. And the more and more I look within, too, like, dancing and singing is, like, my way of releasing things. So it was, like, naturally, that's why I'm so happy, because I'm always singing. I'm always like dancing.
Which one of you was the one that drove past the studio because you were jamming out? Okay. I was going to say, yeah.
Yes. We probably have a little bit of that.
Yeah, we do. Pero sí, siempre teniendo la felicidad, porque en verdad tenemos una vida.
Yeah.
Why not have fun with it?
Yeah.
Felicidad es
I love
una
that,
choice.
girl.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that.
I love that. Well, thanks guys for sharing.
Thank you for prepping everything, Jamie.
Yes.
No, that was a good one. That was a good
Stay
topic.
tuned,
and then, next
We'll be
see
back for the next one.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.